Well, I mean, Kyle even did that confessional where she said, that's what hurts. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, Paris Hilton will always have her mother's back, always.
Right.
That's very clear. If she wasn't clear about that,
Right. But it also showed that Kim is closer
oh yeah.
to them. And I think Kyle may have thought that made her look bad as well as an afterthought. Because she couldn't say, "Oh, I know, isn't he so cute?" Like, I went over there and had lunch with him and he crawled or whatever. But she didn't have anything to contribute to that part of the storyline because it maybe wasn't written for her. And Kim just shared it.
The train is continuing without Kyle Richards. Yes. I mean, Kim
Mhm.
is, I don't know about now, but I'm not so sure that Kyle has met Phoenix, or I mean, now Paris has two children, London. We have London and Phoenix. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought it was one of the only moments in the episode that Kyle had a real reaction on her face. And then she put her glasses on, which is something people do who are hiding how they feel. It's a response to protecting yourself. So
I don't like the sunglasses. I don't like it
yeah.
either.
Yeah, I mean, it was odd. But the show works for her. She's a walking billboard for um anything with a label. And Sutton goes on and she wears that. It drives me nuts. I don't know if any of your listeners feel the same way, but that baby blue ball gown with the big uh white
Confessional look.
no, well, yeah, it looks very Southern. The magnolias, very Southern on that dress she wears in the confessional. And it's sort of, it's almost hilarious because I think if her personality was a dress, it might be that. But again, she's not sitting there with the Gucci all over her. And even if she's wearing designer, it doesn't have like a big V for Versace. I appreciate that about Sutton, that she's comfortable with her money and in her own skin to not have to be, projecting it to the universe that she has it and that she could afford that. I know at her house, she's a little extra and a little over the top. That's why she's on the show. But I find that people that over advertise labels are the people that are the most insecure about their upbringing or what they didn't have.
I would agree with that. As they say, money talks and wealth whispers. One of my favorites, but it's true. People that really have it don't talk about. I also, that for the confessional looks that you just can't choose what you want. That's all. You have to get it approved by. Same thing with the reunion, but confessionals too. You can't, even the hair, the styling, it all has to be approved of what they're going to like. So every confessional is like Bravo approved. I even believe that production steps in and, like Dorit's and the Chanel hand, like Sutton's is purposely no label. Like they're involved in the whole thing. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So
No,
that's not.
it's really not reality television. I believe it's why the episode I was on was so iconic from what I hear. I mean, that's what other people say, that people remember that episode because it was season 1 and they had a real person on that had a real reaction to being treated badly. And you don't see that anymore because people will sell their soul for money. And it's just amazing in 13 years how far we've fallen as people. It's incredible. So everybody wants to be on just to be able to be relevant. People will do anything to be relevant. And it's kind of hard to see. I don't know how women and men watch the Housewives franchise. It stressed me out just feeling the tension between the conflicts in the people on the show. I don't know about anybody out there, but it makes me feel tense. It was either boring or stressful. So it's like switching gears between boring and stressful. I can't do that to mentally check out. Like that doesn't work for me.
I think most people on the show, look, I think they love the fame, they love the money when it comes, but I think most, not everyone, I think some people, a very small percentage, are great at the job, but I think most people don't love it. You know, when you're getting dragged on social media and the next minute you wake up and your phone is dinging and you're like, oh, they
Yeah.
exposed my DUI from 10 years ago. Oh, they exposed the fact
Right.
that my husband, you know, was caught in the back with like his pants down with a woman. Like, it all comes out. So I don't think most people enjoy it when they're on it. I really don't. Like, I mean, I know a
But
lot
the
of these
but
people and they don't.
I don't think they do either. They sold their soul. There's a payoff.
There's a
But the
payoff.
viewers, the people that watch it, I think it must be because there's no real, I mean, soap operas still exist, but everybody used to watch one of 3 or 4 soaps, and it was like the water cooler talk, and you can talk about it and compare notes. And it was a way of connecting with other people. So I think maybe that show, because it's the new soap operas, makes people feel connected in a way through watching it, because they can talk about it. Oh my God, did you see what happened? Oh my God, Kyle's such a bitch. Okay, nothing new, but let's talk about it. And so I think that's must be why people watch, because I just found it very, very stressful. And the ones that I thought were the best characters on the shows, even from other branches, Bethany was interesting. Nene, I know I loved Nene. I thought she showed real emotion, and I thought she's talented. I know she went into acting at one point. She was on a show. Like, she actually has
Agree. Yep.
talent. Um, and so there's some that sort of stand out as I could watch maybe an episode if they were in it. You know, when I think of the Housewives of Beverly Hills, there's not really one character on that show that is worth tuning in for me. I think a lot of people felt that with when Vanderpump left, that it sort of took some of the magic away from the mix, and they're trying to find a new blend that works. You know, you can't beat the original. That's what I've always been told by people in Hollywood, because Medium came out and then there were all these other shows that were sort of the same genre. And I had a very famous actress tell me, she said, it's always the original that hits, you know, that's big. The others are just, they fall by the wayside. She wasn't wrong. So maybe if they go back to the original cast, it would be more interesting and stop trying to constantly change it up so they can pay people less. I don't know who any of the young women on that show were. I have no idea. And
Like Crystal Kong, you don't know. And
I have no idea who she is. And I don't know how she'd even be relevant to my life, you know? Just they're just people. So no, I don't know who she is. There were at least 5 people at the dinner table. I didn't know who they were. So